Travel with me. Hey fellow humans, Mina here. Welcome back to another Drive-In Talk. Okay, so we just finished last week the Shifter series, but as I mentioned, there is a spin-off series based in the same world with the same characters, different main characters. Oh, you'll see when we get into it. This is the Wildcats series, or I believe trilogy. At the current moment in time, it's just a trilogy. This book we are going to talk about this week is Lion's Share by Rachel Vincent. And before we get into my thoughts of the book, the blurb is not in first person anymore, which you know from my review of the Shifter series that I'm not a fan of first person blurb reviews. I don't know why. That's just a me thing. How do you guys feel about it? Does it also bother you? Do you find it weird, or is it's just me? It's just me. Anyway, let's get into the blurb. Abby Wade has a dangerous secret. 2 months ago, she disobeyed an order, but instead of kicking her out of the Pride, Jace offered her a job. Since then, she's been battling a completely inappropriate crush on a young, hot alpha. But when accepting his job offer seems like the only way to keep her skeleton safely in a closet, Abby doesn't hesitate. Jace Hammond has a big problem. A rogue is slaughtering humans in his territory, and he must eliminate the threat before the entire shifter species is exposed. There could not be a worse time for Abby to accept a job he only offered as a boost to her confidence. Abby is smart, beautiful, and resilient, more than enough to distract any man from the mission. Unfortunately, she may just be the worst enforcer to ever hold the title. As they hunt the killer, Abby's secret becomes a threat to Jace's authority and to her own life. But the real danger is the grip she has on his twice shy heart. So, if you've read the main series, Abby is the Faith, the main character from the main series, cousin, and Jace was a love interest. So now they're both main characters. So in the spin-off series, they have each book has a new main female and male main character. In the main series, it was just Faith the whole way. And here we have two dual POVs in the Wildcats trilogy. And, let's get into my thoughts. Very minor spoilers. It would help if you read the book. If not, and this may or may not be confusing, but if you want to hear what I have to think about it, then, just stick around. If you've read and loved the original Shifter series, then you'll love catching up with the old cast in the spin-off series. If this is your first introduction to Vincent's world of cat shifters, you may be left confused. As a spin-off, it works perfectly. But if you were to pick up this book for the first time, I can see how a newcomer may be confused. Also, I think it's handy to have read the short story Hunt before reading this book. Vincent released the short story, and I'd review it, but it was like super short, so my thoughts on it was like a paragraph. Very good read though, but yeah, I believe this story, Lion's Share, can stand alone, but it would certainly enhance your reading experience if you have read the short story that prequels this. I can't remember if the short story is free or not, but I read it on Apple Books years ago before Lion's Share came out. That said, I love coming back to this series with a fresh POV. It nods at the original series, but gives new and old characters time to shine. I love that Jace finally gets the girl, but if you've read the OG series and listened to my thoughts on him, you know he was head over heels in love with Faith. And yes, it's been some years so he had some time to get over her, but he only started really gaining interest in Abby a few months prior to this novel's starting point. In this story, actually, although he admits this in the short story, he starts falling for her, but he only admits to that him liking her in this book. So as cute as I find Jace and Abby together, it's hard for me to believe he switched from Team Faith to Team Abby. I can believe Abby has always had a crush on him though, so her actions are justified, but I feel like Jace acted a bit out of character falling for Abby so hard so fast. Don't get me wrong, they're still cute together. I will say, however, as much as I love this story, Abby kind of character assassinates herself at the end of the book. She spent this whole book trying to protect Robin and be by her side, only to be like, bye, gonna leave you in this strange new world to go live with my boyfriend. Feel like Abby maybe should have fought to have Robin go with her or something. If you've read the book, you know what I mean. I'm trying to keep this one a little spoiler-free. All in all, as far as spin-offs go, this was a big hit with a very little miss in my opinion. I especially love the human hunting shifters plotline. Wish there was more of that. It's established that there are actually quite a lot of people who know about shifters in order to hunt them, so I hope this gets brought up again in later volumes because that's super interesting. All in all, if you've read Vincent's original series and you want me to read more of this world, I highly recommend the Wildcat series. If you haven't read it, but this series looks interesting, I recommend checking out the OG first. And how about you guys, my fellow humans? What do you think of spin-off series of a popular main book? Do you think that especially if the main series was 6 books long, do you think that having a spin-off series is just like cash grab, milking it for all it's worth, or do you like, oh my god, I love this series so much, I want it to continue? Because this spin-off series is with different main characters, so that's a plus. We do get mentions of Faith and what happens with her and Mark in these books, and we do hear about other characters and they make cameos, and we do get new characters in here, so it's still fresh, but it's still in the same world that we know and love. So what do you think about that? Also, I mentioned before that the Shifter series is traditionally published, but for the Wildcat series, Vincent decided to go hybrid and self-publish them. She gave a reason as to why years ago when this first came out, but it's been a hot minute and I do not remember the reason. But either way, I'm glad she decided to release this spin-off series into the world because I really enjoyed them. Plus, I really like the covers too. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that? It's cool that, a really New York Times best-selling author can also do hybrid. It's fun. Anywho, that's all I gotta say for now. If you want to keep hearing more about stuff, be sure to follow me on all your favorite socials. Links below, including my travel driving channel, Drive with Mina. Stay safe and take care. Bye!